Hello people, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at anaerobic respiration. We're going to be looking at the chemical formula, we're going to be looking at the products and what are the uses for anaerobic respiration. So let's jump into it.
It was a nightmare.
Activate.
Okay, so we have anaerobic respiration, and before we start the lesson, we're going to have 4 starter questions that are going to retrieve information from previous lessons, okay? So here's your questions. You can press pause in the video and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, so now that you had answered your question, have a look at the responses. You can tick your answers if you got them correctly. If you got them wrong, you're gonna have to correct them in green pen, okay? Remember that from your mistakes, you can learn a lot more. Well, so let's see. First of all, let's remember what aerobic respiration is. Okay, so we have glucose plus oxygen gives you carbon dioxide and water, and in the process it releases energy. Okay, so aerobic respiration breaks down glucose C6H12O6 in the presence of oxygen to release energy and produce carbon dioxide, CO2, and water, H2O. Now it's very important you start getting used to the chemical formulas for these components, for the reactants and the products, because at this level you should be able to recognize those straight away. Right, so let's continue. Now anaerobic respiration is glucose without oxygen, and that gives you carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Okay, the breakdown of glucose without any oxygen to release energy and produce carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Now there's 2 reasons why most living organisms mainly use aerobic respiration. Number 1 is that aerobic respiration transfers more energy per glucose molecule than anaerobic respiration, okay? And number 2 is that the lactic acid produced from anaerobic respiration can cause painful cramps in your muscles. Now, anaerobic respiration is used whilst doing exercise. After doing exercise, breathing heavily takes in extra oxygen to break down the lactic acid. This need or extra oxygen is called oxygen depth. Okay, now we gotta have the first task. We're gonna create a table to describe the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, and if you want to take it to the next level, having a low count of red blood cells is called anemia. So just why do anemic people get tired very quickly? Okay, so if you want to go for the next level, you can answer that as well. As always, you can press pause, but if you stay tuned to the end, I'm going to reveal the answers at the end. Okay, so we can just continue. You can press pause and get the activity done, and then we can continue. Okay, right, so in this first part of the lesson, you should be able to state the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, so anaerobic respiration happens in other microorganisms too, like yeast and bacteria. Now in yeast we have glucose, and that gives us carbon dioxide and alcohol, whilst in bacteria you get glucose, and that gives you carbon dioxide and lactic acid, the same as in anaerobic respirations in animals. Okay, now in yeast the glucose gives you carbon dioxide and alcohol. When the yeast feeds on the glucose in the fruit juice, it produces carbon dioxide and alcohol as a byproduct. This process is called fermentation. Okay, when the container of juice and yeast is full of alcohol, the yeast dies as the alcohol is toxic for them. Now in bacteria, you're gonna have different product. Instead of getting alcohol, you're gonna get lactic acid. So you have glucose plus carbon dioxide and gives you lactic acid. When the bacteria feeds on the glucose in the milk, in the sugar in the milk, it produces carbon dioxide and lactic acid as a byproduct. Normally milk actually have lactose, which is a different type of sugar, but for the purpose of understanding it, we would just say glucose. Okay, if the bacteria consumes all the sugar in the milk, they will eventually die out. This process is used in the production of dairy products such as yogurts and cheese. Now task number 2. Use the chemical equation for respiration to describe the difference between the products of aerobic respirations and anaerobic respirations. And then if you want to take it to the next level, suggest why they are wines of different flavors and different types of cheese. Just food for thought. Yeah. Okay, so once again, you can press pause on the video, complete the task, and I'm going to reveal the answers in the end. Okay, so by now you should be able to use an equation to describe anaerobic respirations. Okay, now aerobic respiration is the releases energy constantly throughout the day, yet the body uses anaerobic respiration for short extra bursts of energy. Now, different activities demand different amounts of energy. Therefore, aerobic and anaerobic respirations are used in different occasions. Anaerobic respiration can also be used for different processes. Anaerobic respiration in bacteria can produce carbon dioxide and alcohol, and in yeast, anaerobic respiration can produce carbon dioxide and alcohol. Which takes us to task number 3. Again, you can press pause on task and then reveal the answers at the end. List 2 different activities that use aerobic or anaerobic respiration and justify your answer. Okay, so you gotta list 2 activities and tell whether it's aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration, or maybe both, but you gotta justify your answer. Okay, why do you think that is? Number 2 is suggest what kind of respiration is used to make sour bread and explain your answer. You can use the internet to investigate this. Obviously, I would prefer if you don't copy and paste. Try to read that information and reorganize your thoughts and write it down in your own words, and that way it sticks a lot better in your memory, okay, instead of trying to just copy and paste or memorize something. Now, to take it to the next level, use chemical equations to help you with your answer. So as you're answering those 2 questions, you can use the chemical equations to illustrate what you're explaining, and that's just going to help you remember the chemical equations a lot easier. Okay, right? So by now, you should be able to explain why some activities involve aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration, and the other 2 learning objectives from the beginning. The answers, you will find it in the description in the video, and you can correct your answers, and remember to not just put an X on it, write the correct answers, because otherwise you will never know. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it was useful, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you like the content. And yeah, knowledge is power. See you next time.